I, I just want you guys
There
to
we
know
go.
I have the shittiest lighting ever. Okay, you guys probably haven't watched my stream, but it's
What?
pretty
Yeah, I
bad.
have. Come on.
Oh, okay, it's pretty shitty when it comes to the lighting. What's up,
Jeez.
y'all? What's goody, guys?
Welcome
Hey,
back.
thanks a lot for joining us. What was that?
Welcome
I said,
back.
what's goody?
Welcome back in a way. Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah, that's true. It's been quite a long time. I want you to know it still says in my Twitter heading. I don't know how much longer. 1/4 of the awesome.
Really?
It still says it. You know, it's my small claim to fame. I just want to make sure that people know. You know.
People don't know Steve used to come on to the Ultra 10 Tuesday show, but that was a super long drive for you,
Oh
and
my
not
God.
easy to do. And I mean, I'm happy that you did it for a while, but
I enjoyed myself, so it's not like I enjoyed myself, so it's okay. Trust me, I have fun. You know, for me, I already told you, and I still like mean that. Like, it was an honor for me. You know what I'm saying, to come out and like work with y'all. I know y'all some legends to me, man. Part of one of the reasons I do this is because of you guys.
All right. Thanks to Wild Monk SFB in the chat for the gifted subs yet again.
Yeah.
Hey.
Much obliged.
Again, that's,
So, like with everybody else, what we are doing is not intended to be like a normal interview, right? We are inviting you on to talk about your experience in the FGC or in the larger world as a black person. However that strikes you, we just want to hear your thoughts and understand your perspective a little bit more. And floor is yours.
Okay. Well, first off, I do want to say, man, I'm not gonna try to take up too much time, but I do want to. I know Boken. I know Sharpie as well. So, like, I just want to say, man, I do hope that they're both doing all right. I hope every person of color in the community is doing all right. I just hope everybody in the community, one, is doing all right, because like it's like a revolution going on outside, and it's a lot of things, a lot of emotions are on high. That's not including, what's going on per se in the scene, and I say per se because there's a lot of people doing some goofy shit in the scene that looks like they should be getting out of the scene. And yeah, I know it's a touch and go thing for everybody out there, because it's a very like trying time, and you have a lot of people out there that it's not that they don't understand what's happening. It's just that a lot of people don't know how to take what's happening. Sharpie said something about talking about how people register what's happening, whether it be on the small side or on the side of being a black person in the community, or being a black person in the world, or being a woman of color in this community, or being a woman of color in this world, or any denomination at this point, especially when it comes to just people of color. And David, like I've talked to you personally a couple times about like you going out and just preaching the Lord, man, and going to these protests, bro. I got mad. It is so much respect that I have for you. Like, I literally have so much respect for you. I know you're a person that cares a lot for people, so it warms my heart to know that like we got people in the community that I can talk to, that check on me, because I definitely had a lot of people who called and checked on me, and people just sending me messages, and you know what I'm saying, like that hit me. Like, I was like, man, like, hey, there's the kitty. It's very foreign to me to be a black man and be in a world where I see all these people for me to speak to as an ally. And I'm being 100% honest when I say that. And everybody who knows me knows that like I'm a super talkative person. I'm always about like trying to be cordial, speak, especially if I consider you a friend. I'm always going to be that. But it's getting to that point where like I'm hearing about all these instances of people stepping out and putting themselves not only in a situation to do and say stupid shit on streams in this community, but you have people that are going above and beyond to show that like they don't care to get it and they don't care to understand. And personally, like I've been taking Mondays on my stream to just kind of open up the floor, much how you guys open up the floor for people of color, for anybody who would want to come in there and talk, as long as it's like sensibly, right? And I just think I just want to say I thank the community, man. Like, and I know everybody can't say the same, especially about like what's happening in the world right now. But I want to tell y'all, man, the fighting game community is like some next level shit. Like I can't express it enough. I can't put it into words. I really wish that I could, but if I could tell y'all the story of my love for the community and where it came from, it's completely different. And it sucks that we have people out here that are kind of tarnishing like that feel that I get for the community. Part of one of the only reasons that I live in California is because I met people in a community. Like I didn't have, and I still don't have any nets out here. Like if anything happens to me, like I'm just gone. You know what I'm saying? Like that's part of one of the reasons I really want to go to these protests. I really want to, go out there with people. But I don't know people out here. I am solo out in this bad boy. So when it comes to opening up a floor and having space for people to talk about the community and what it's done for them, I'm like, personally, like I love to tell people, man. A lot of people don't know this, but like the only reason I live in California is because of two people I met in an arcade an hour and a half away from where I live, or where I live in Missouri. I'm from the Midwest. I am from a red state. I am 36 years old. I've been dealing with racism since the desegregation program hit my life, and I was actually changed from city schools to county schools because the education was that much better. And there's just the fact that like the desegregation program is just that. That was when I went from a completely black school to a school that had mixtures of all races. And I can tell you right now, that was the first time in my life I had seen that many white people in a place at one time. And damn right I was freaked out. I was like, oh man, there's a lot of white people here. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like I was like, oh man, I gotta back up or I gotta chill out. But it's one of those things that like, it's a culture thing. You learn more about yourself by being in those situations. It's one of the reasons that, I am the person that I am is because of that desegregation program. And so when I try to tell people that, like, I've been experiencing this for a very long time and that it makes me feel so much happier to see, I'm in a community that has that space to like talk to friends and like have David call me and have like Seg check on me and have Mark Mancha and have Logan Simon be like, yo, what's up? You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's my duty as well, even though I'm definitely not good at it. I still need to be checking on people just the same. And I think it's important. Like, I think it's so important in the community right now, that like we understand that like this community is a community. It's not like, and I know for some, once again, and I know for some that's definitely not the case right now. That's definitely not the case right now. But every time I think about this community, I think about Paul and Monique. You know what I'm saying? I think about those people. I think about Sukin. You know what I'm saying? I think about everybody. I think about Ella Verling. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think about Sherry Jennings. You know what I'm saying? I think about those people who I know, like you guys, y'all put that shit on y'all back. Like, that's not easy. So when you have, like, people out here taking advantage of people in the community, you have people that don't see some of the wrong that is going on out here and how that applies to the people in this community, it's going to make a lot of people frustrated. And I can tell you right now, for the longest time, like, I did not feel like I had a space to have that talk with people in this community. I can honestly say that. I did not feel like I had that space. But I will tell you, I 100% feel like I have that space now. And it's because of all the people that have been reaching out, all the retweets, David going to protest, James retweeting all this stuff. And I have a lot of people that's just in, games in general that are going extra hard for the cause, man. My boy Malik Forte, like there are so many people. My friend Aaron in New York, who produces a lot of content, just talking about, what Black lives do in the gaming space, not just the fighting game community. There are so many things that, have transpired to make sure that, like, I always want to put the best face forward for the community, man. We've all have come a long way. I'm definitely grown from where I've come from in the Midwest, and there's definitely been a lot of things that I've learned about myself as well as the world as I continue to, like, go out here, talk about video games, and just be a better person. Because, in all honesty, like, that's what we're supposed to be. We're also supposed to be taking care of each other. We're also supposed to be looking out for each other. Because one of the reasons that I cherish this community so much is because, like, of course, I play video games, right? And I am a black man first. But when you find people that you can get close to, like, and you can talk to them and you can relate to them, not only on the sense of color, that's what, builds that community. Being able to talk and associate with y'all. Because, like, believe it or not, like, this is a place to go to, you know what I'm saying, to find people to get closer with. That's why it drives me crazy that I see people like out in the world that's happening, and constantly like shifting this narrative of, I just feel like it's so separate. I feel like people want to push that narrative of being separate, but in all honesty, like, I'm just here to say, man, I hope everybody is okay. Like, I'm checking. I want everybody to like check in on each other. That's the point of what we're doing here, man. I see once again, man, Mama died with somebody else I've also talked about in the community of people that I like to talk to, that I know have the best interest of people out here. So it's kind of an evolving thing, excuse me, because it's scary to be in this time where it is people learning for the first time what it's like to be a person of color in these situations. And if you take that and you spread it to every other situation that you can be in outside of video games, having somebody that you can talk to about that, express that, you know what I'm saying, and have somebody that does understand or can try to understand that, like, it's not easy the same way that it is for some other people out here. There are people that benefit from the system better than others. You know what I'm saying? And and I've never been one. Excuse me, once again, shitty lighting coming in here. I've never been the person to kind of go out of my way to pinpoint or anything like that. But I'm here to tell you right now, man. Like, it's definitely a different feeling being in this space, because I remember long before, George Floyd happened, you know what I'm saying? Like, I remember hearing the stories, Trayvon Martin, Tamir Rice, if you don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's so much stuff that happens, Elijah McClain just recently. All these things are happening not only in the space of right now or in the past few months or in the past 2 weeks. This has been happening for years. One of the reasons that I say I'm a 36-year-old male is because I remember moving out here, and the Mike Brown incident happened. I was in California, and that was 10, 15 minutes from my mama's house. Like, that's where that happened. So when I'm listening to people, 1,800 miles away here say things like, oh, man, like, that little kid should have did this or they should have did that. I don't know how I wish people understood how that sounded to me. Like, when you say, like, oh, man, like, this kid deserved that, or this woman deserved that, or this man deserved that. Like, I'm like, bro, you talking about me. Like, you're not talking about random people. You're not talking about every person. You're not highlighting any of those people. You're saying, hey, that person right there. And if there's 2, those people right there. And if there's 3, those people right there. That's the shit that people need to be aware of. Because when you make jokes, when you point fingers, you make fun, and all of that shit, you're literally telling me you don't care. That's what I see. I see people being like, nah, man, like, you crack a joke about this shit, you're literally saying, Steve, I don't care if you're alive. How does that sound? Like, think about that shit. What if somebody told you, oh, man, I'm not a fan, I don't like black people like that. Or they just say some hateful shit under their breath. Think about that shit. When I made that tweet about my father, I called my father and I told him about that myself. I said, hey, man, I want you to know that you taught me some shit that I didn't, like, I understood at the time, but I didn't know at the time. Like, he told me that, and I was more upset than anything. I'm like, why would you say that? Like, why would you try to instill that in me? And, like, as I got older, like, there's so many incidents. Woo, man, look, I am 36 years old. There are so many incidents that I can rattle off and let you know how uncomfortable it is to be in some of these situations, knowing that somebody could give a fuck less about you. That's the thing. And operating in a space of, only imagine corporate America, right? Imagine having a 9 to 5. I used to make sandwiches at Subway, bro. I used to work at a Family Dollar. You know what I'm saying? It's not easy out here. It's not easy out here, but it's definitely not easy for people of color. And, like, that's what I'm trying to, like, give people. I want people to know that, like, the perspective changes the minute you go to a different color. And it does not affect everybody. It does not. And that's why I fuck with y'all, man. That's why I fuck with a lot of people in the community. My boy Mark, man, y'all be looking out. And I come from a place where it's not easy. It's definitely not easy. So put that into perspective. Like I heard Sharpie's story, and I was like, bro, you don't even have to worry about being professional in that instance. Because if it was me, I don't even know. Like, I could talk about video games till I'm blue in the face. I could talk about comics, Captain America, Civil War. Y'all already know. I could do that shit till I'm blue in the face. I was like, but if you really want to know, what it's like to move around, navigate, and try to be successful, not only in the fighting game community, try doing that shit in America. Try doing it. Try doing it in America. That's why I say, man, Sharpie, yo, you better than me. And I know Mike. I know Mike Z. And I still don't know what I would have did. I still don't know what I would have said. So once again, when you make jokes like that, when you make that joke, you're actually telling me you don't care whether I live or die. So it changes everything when it doesn't affect you the same way. It changes so much when you can get somebody who has not lived, who has not been pulled over for walking, had a gun pointed in their face, being racially profiled, you know what I'm saying, being pulled to the side for no reason. Think about how that affects those people around you. And I'm talking about women of color, LGBTQ plus, all. Think about that. I don't even need to only apply it to myself, because that's what I do now. Right now, whenever at any point I'm like, damn, what if that was me? Like, what if that was me? Like, I can say this in this instance, but when I think about everything else, I'm like, bro, like, I know what that feels like. So I'm never gonna pass judgment on that shit. Like, if you feel a way, that's why I'm so happy that this floor exists. That's why I'm happy that this community exists. Boken said that, like, we're definitely headed towards this, you know, more formulated understanding and having a more documented way of operating in the community. But I'm gonna tell you right now, like, when I was in St. Louis, my community that taught me how to play games was Sean Riviera, Brad Vitale. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to give out their governments or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Dedrick Harris. These are people of all nationalities. Anuj Duran. Hopefully I'm saying my boy's name right. But these are some of my best friends in my life right now. To this day. And they came from a mixed community. The reason that I am involved in this community is because of those people. So I know that it's not hate from every angle. I know that it's not hate. I have a strong understanding of that. But when you put into the prospect of the fact that, like, I come from St. Louis, Missouri, I know exactly what some of these things people think they know look like. I know what that look like. I know what that blatant racism looks like. I'm telling you right now, I will never hit you with anything this negative, but I will tell you right now, I know what blatant racism looks like. I know what it's like to have somebody call you an N-word with the ER right in front of your face. Believe that or not. Sometimes you got to go to the other route. Sometimes you got to go the other route. I remember I was in high school, I got in trouble because I told a white kid that I would break his jaw if he said the N-word again. That's a quote. I thought I was going to break his jaw. And I'm not that kind of person anymore. I'm not. But the fact of the matter is, I remember that specifically. And that's when I was in high school. And these are the people that grew up to me. They grew up with me. You know what I'm saying? And now I got to go back on Facebook. All these people still stay in St. Louis, Missouri. They still stay there. I'm deleting people all the time that want to try to trivialize, that want to use the mental gymnastics, want to use this history of hate to try to, you know, push forward this agenda of like, well, hey, man, this is just how it is, and this is that and other. If anybody telling you that shit, tell them to shut the fuck up. Please tell them to shut the fuck up. Because I do not want to deal with this shit no more. Push now. That's why I'm happy David is hitting these. Man, I'm so happy you hitting these protests, and I'm never going to stop tweeting about this shit. And if you get tired of it, unfollow me now, because it's never going to stop. It's never going to stop. Not for me. Definitely not for me. And if you fuck with me, it ain't gonna stop from you either. That's how I feel. This is a very clear thing. It's so clear. Because if you look at like what's happened over the past, 70, 80, 100, 400 years. Systematic oppression has been there. I've seen that shit. I know what that shit look like. I know what that shit looks like firsthand. So when I start to see the world changing for the better, when I see people out there, I see allies, you know what I'm saying? I see people that I can talk to. I see Boken out here teaching black people Japanese. Bro, that's a dream. I got so much respect for Boken because I want to learn Japanese. You know what I'm saying? And like to see that I have somebody of a familiar face that can teach me that I can talk to about that does so much for me. Because not everybody is afforded that vision. Not everybody don't get a chance to look at and get a hold of these bigger things. They don't always get a chance to be like, well, hey man, I could just move away from this. I could just pick up and go. You can't pick up and go from being black. You can't pick up and go from being black and gay. You know, you can't pick up and go from being black and trans. You know what I'm saying? You can't pick up and go from being black and non-binary. Like there's always going to be that stigma that's put on you by society because of the way you look. Something you have no fucking control over. And they hold you to that shit. I've had so many discussions about like how it works here and how it works there. I could tell you a story about how I was working at Round 1 Arcade in La Puente, right? And I was walking back from work, staying with a friend, and I got pulled over walking by the cops. Dude pulled up on me with his gun drawn. I'm wearing a hoodie, slack pants, you know what I'm saying, slacks, because I have to wear slacks at work. He pulls up on me, lights going crazy, you know what I'm saying, but he had his gun drawn, right? Why? I don't know. 2, I do know, because I'm a black dude, you know what I'm saying? But he comes to me and asks me, hey, do you stay around here? I'm like, nah, I'm just, hanging out, going to a friend's house. I'm staying here because I'm working. Oh, you don't live around here? I'm like, nah. He's like, that's good because I know everybody around here. I would have known, And I'm like, the hell's that mean, But you can't say that. You can't say that. He's got a gun on you. Would you go get smart to the dude with a gun on you? And I'm walking. I'm literally, this is not, I ain't had no skateboard, no moped, no scooter, none of that shit. I was walking. And this cop was like, yo, bro, what you bang? He sees the tattoo on my neck. He's like, what you bang? I'm not from California. I don't know what that means. I'm like, bro, I was like, I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't know what that means. He's like, you gang bang. I'm like, nah, bro, that ain't me. And he was like, well, I'm going to tell you something. You need to be careful around here. And I'm like, careful for what? And just goes off. So to some people who are not familiar, that just seems like either a normal interaction. Maybe it's a not normal interaction. But how many people out here can say that they've been literally had a gun pointed at them for walking down the street? Not on one occasion, but more than one occasion. Like, think about that shit. Like, there are so many people affected by what's happening right now. Not on the sense of, it's happening now, but this is years. This is actual, literally fucking years that people have dealt with this. My grandmother has dealt with this. And I guarantee you, if you need any more examples, ask your grandmother what was happening. Ask her. Don't ask her, just ask her. And just say, hey, how are black people treated? Ask her. If you really need more, just look at the history. It's there. So when I see somebody out there making a joke, when I come from a crazy racist ass Missouri, and I've seen people do things just filled with just prejudice and hate, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know what that looks like. So when I'm looking at other people kind of do it on some, some backhanded, oh, well, I'm going to try to keep it under the rug and slide it like this and say it under my breath. Don't let me find out. Don't let me find out. Because you ain't got to say shit to me. And once again, that goes for anybody out there. Don't joke about my life. Do not joke about my life. That's what I want to say. My life is not a joke. If you've ever talked to me, you know that I'm a real person. And we may be from different places all around this bad boy. But please don't joke about my life. Because I can give you 1,000 instances of which you would want me to help you. I can give you so many instances. You slip and fall, you're going to want somebody to help you. You get into a car accident, you're going to want somebody to help you. You know what I'm saying? And this comes after just being human. That's after being a black person, man. Think about that shit. Think about that. My father told me, and I mean that shit, and I'm going to say it again. You get 3 strikes living in America. You get 3. That's it. That goes for everybody. And I got 2 against me. 1, I'm black. 2, I'm a black man in America. And that's how I operated. That's how I operated. If I go into corporate America, that was the thought process that I had. And that's about like me living. You know what I'm saying? That's just to make money to survive. And I actually went on and I was telling other people, man, I was like, they was like, what is it like being a black person in your space? I was like, people think that I do this because I love games, and I do, you know what I'm saying? And I like more than most shit, I love video games. But the way that I wear my hair is a direct representation of my culture. Because there are places all around the country to this day, Missouri being one of them, that can still fire you for having your hair just like this. I do this in the community to show other black people around the world that I'm a man of my profession and I can look whatever the fucking way I want to. And it doesn't mean anything about what I bring to my profession. I'm still going to be passionate about what I do. I'm still going to do it with the utmost. But it ain't got shit to do with the way I look. And anybody who, you guys know me. Y'all know me. So y'all, if y'all see me like this, oh, Steve's got a new hairdo. Imagine what that looks like to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And once again, that's why I fuck with y'all. I remember I came down on commentary. My hair was looking crazy as hell. And I sat right next to Mark, man, and ain't nobody say shit. Imagine if I went into another job to make a fucking sandwich and they fired me. Like, but, I say all that to say, is that, like, the community has definitely pushed me in areas that I would not have made it to, coming from where I came from. That's just it. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Paul, Monique, Sukin, you know, the friends that I meet, Mark, man, Rip, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Dishes, Jeremy, Lewis, like all of those. I appreciate that. If y'all ever want to know why I am the way I am towards you guys, because I appreciate y'all. I'm not joking. I appreciate y'all. We can all grow. Monique has taught me so much shit about myself. I will never. Logan Sama literally just said this to Monique, like, because Monique was like, hey man, she made a comment about like being in the space, and I say, well look man, I saw that and I know for a fact that Monique has made me a better person. And that's somebody that I met through this community. That is a woman that I've met in this community. My friend Paul, that is somebody that I've met in this community. Before I knew what the fighting game community was, I knew what that community was. I knew all these people, and they still, Sukin helped me even though I knew Sukin before he knew who I was. And I didn't even know who that dude was. Like, I can't tell that story enough. How much that has meant to me. Like, and everybody out there, if y'all like, just to let y'all know, if y'all fuck with me, forever thankful. Forever thankful. Because like I said before, man, I never thought in a million years, like, me playing video games and meeting people was going to take me to Japan from coming from Walnut Park, bro. And if you know what Walnut Park is, you know it's called some not nice names. They got some crazy nicknames for that place. And I guarantee most of you probably ain't never heard them before. But the way my mother raised me and the way that my father raised me was to treat people how I would like to be treated. That's why I carry myself the way that I carry myself. I treat everybody how I would like to be treated. So when James gives me a hug and I sit there and I rock back and forth with James, I mean that shit. When I hug people and I bother people, I mean that. It ain't nothing light about anything that I do. Nothing. I do everything that I do with a purpose. So please believe me. Please believe me when I tell you. I'm not playing no games about this Black Lives Matter shit. I'm not. Don't crack no jokes about me. And I say about me because you're talking about me. Don't crack no jokes. Don't go and do some underhanded shit. If you don't fuck with me, tell me now. Unfollow me now. You ain't even got to say hi to me no more. I promise you, it won't be no sweat off my fucking back. I do not care. I'm tired. As a black person, I'm fucking tired. So just imagine these people coming up through this. Let's look at those people. You don't even need to listen to me. Look at the young people that are coming up that are younger than me. Like, there is so much that I can apply to the dynamic of understanding what's happening. But the fact of the matter is, I'm tired of trying to make people understand. There are adults out here. If you can't say right now that you are treating everyone the exact same way that you want to be treated, then you need to look at yourself. It's that fucking simple. If you treated anybody else outside of that, you need to look at yourself, man. Because that shit is, I'm telling you right now, treat people how you want to be treated. It's not that fucking hard. That goes to everybody in the community. Treat people how you want to be treated. I'm telling you, bro, this is all, that's the move. That's it. It's not fucking, my mother taught me this. And my father, that dude was mean to me. But he also taught me this shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I brought to what we do. You know what I'm saying? I'm never going to try to go outside that range of making people understand that this community it's helped me so much. It's helped me so much. And that's why I'm always going to be thankful. I'm always going to be thankful. And I know, once again, to go back to my original point, I know once again, there are some people in the community that make some very, very stupid decisions. And in all honesty, it might just be the way that they feel. And if that's the case, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Boken said it. This boys club shit, man, like, come on, bro. Come on, man. Man, y'all don't know what that shit sound like. Boys club, fuck out of here, bro. If you playing with your boys and you trying to alienate somebody, fuck out of here. I don't want to play with you. If I can't bring the homies, then what the fuck I'm going to come around for? If you can't be there with me in the same place to play games in the middle of the night, hang out with friends, you know what I'm saying, then why do I need to be there? I shouldn't have to explain the existence of anybody to you. I shouldn't. And nor should they. Like, to be real, they don't need to explain themselves to you. They made a decision to be in a space to play video games because they like video games just like you. Boom. That's all you need. Done. End of discussion. That's it. Hey, you like JoJo's? Wow, I fucking love JoJo's. You like comic books? Did you say comic books? You know what I'm saying? Guilty Gear? Fuck you know about Guilty Gear. Let's talk. That's what I'm here for. Yo, you want to play some games? Let's play some games. You want to enter this tournament? Let's enter this tournament. Rip, fuck me up in a hotel. I'm trying to get better. That's why I'm at this event. That's why I'm playing video games. That's why I'm in this community. And it still has made amazing things happen for me. And it's... I just really want people to understand that I know that shit gets pretty bad out here, but I want y'all to know there's a lot of good people in this community too. Two of these people on the screen are two good people that I know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and y'all know a lot of them too. Y'all know a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all know a lot of those people. So make sure, like, while you're in this community, that you appreciate this space. Because it's not, one, it's not afforded to everybody. It's not. It's not afforded to everybody. So you should be thankful, first and foremost. And two, you are being surrounded by people who have instant connection to you based off of a hobby. You should be ready to be and willing to open your mind and your arms up to them to spread information so they can be more comfortable. Make it bigger for everybody else. So please believe me when I tell you, man. Y'all need to stop being little kids in this fucking community. Stop it. Please stop it. I'd never bring my little sister around this event if people keep acting like they crazy. You know what I'm saying? All my family knows what I do. But if I got to worry about some stupid person saying something dumb to them, you think I'm going to bring them? And if I do bring them and you say or do something stupid, let me find out. All I'm saying is that I respect the community. And for me, that's why I will never try and never plan to disrespect this community. And anybody who does so, they should be put on notice. And if your intentions aren't pure in this community to make this shit grow bigger than it already is, to support everybody, no matter who they are. You know what I'm saying? Until they show themselves not wanting to be a part of this community, let's all be here together. Let's have fun and do this shit together. Because I guarantee you that's the only reason I'm here. I'm not going to put my energy in some shit that I can't do with people that I care for enough to talk to them about it. You know what I'm saying? So, I can rant about shit like this all day.
Hey,
But I believe I said. I think the message is pretty clear. I do want to say one more time though, David, James, I appreciate y'all, man. I not just on some fighting game shit, but real life.
hey, I appreciate that, Steve, and I feel the same way about you. You know, thanks a lot for coming on. Can you check your DMs real fast?
Yeah.
On Discord, yeah.
Oh, Discord. Oh shit. Hold up.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
All I'm gonna say, Steve, is I want to give you a big ol' hug right now.
So just for the record, I wanna before I get back to that, James, don't think I forgot about you. I do want to say, just on the line of these protests and when the Mike Brown protest happens, I want to say rest in peace to Darren Seals. Darren Seals was an activist that was killed during the Mike Brown protest. He was a close friend, and all of my circle know him. He has a sister. I know the sister.
Ooh, shoot.
And remember that, like, these people aren't fighting for anything other than, you know what I'm saying, to be treated fairly, to be given the opportunity, just like everybody else has been given the opportunity. And as scary as it may seem that all these things are happening, I can tell you right now that it's still scary for me too. It's so scary for me too, because you have to remember, man, this creates more eyes, you know. This creates more for people to look at. They're going to be there being like, well, hey, look at this. And you're going to have people saying all these things, right? But like when my family was there, they'll tell you. They were like, hey, man, you're going to get people good and bad to do stuff. That's all the way. It's always going to be that way. But you know where your heart is, you know? I knew a lot of people that was out there on the front line of these. I know them personally. My mother called me and told me. She said, Steve, I'm happy you're not in St. Louis. And I said, why? She's like, because you know too many people and you would have been out there too. And I know that's true. I know that's true because just knowing that those people got hurt, got tear gas, got mace, pepper sprayed, and now you have children going out there getting pepper sprayed, and you have people. These police officers are being malicious in the sense because people are fighting back. In all honesty, we wanted to change in the world, and I feel like everybody wants to change. Is for police officers to stop killing black people, and there's still many things that have not been done. So it's so much shit that has not been touched on because people don't understand it. Why do you have to keep explaining people wanting to live to other people who want to live? Like, how is that? How do you justify that? So coming from somebody who has seen how Ferguson plays out. I was alive during the Rodney King riots. I remember talking to my mother about it. Please go back and read that history to understand what this changes. Because I can tell you right now, things are already changing. You know, things are already changing for police officers, and where they're telling you, hey, man, 5 minutes before and after your shift, that camera can't come off or you will be charged. And you do have other places like Arizona, which is actually trying to charge people money to get access to that footage for police cams, right? And this is how in tune I am, because I'm a black person, and I love video games, and I love comics and all that stuff that I mentioned, but I have to be aware of these things. I have to be aware of these things, because they directly affect me and people who look like me. So if at any point in time I can do and say and help any of those people who even resemble me, I'm going to do so. That is why I will never stop talking about this. There will never be a case where I'm going to, until this shit is fixed, I'm never going to stop talking about it. Please educate yourselves on history before you go out of your way, you know what I'm saying, to point a finger or point blame or try to even misunderstand. Go out of your way to look at the other side of things that are happening out here. Man, shout outs to my bro Luca. I definitely just saw his name in the chat. That's another person, man. I got so much love for this dude, Luca, man. This dude has literally made me. So I see Luca and I'm like, damn, bro. I met this dude in California. Never in a million years. Never. He is somebody that is so unique that, like, I cannot believe that I had the opportunity to meet him. You know, like it changes your world, man. And David, you know who I'm talking about.
I do.
Like, yeah, right. Like y'all know that. I appreciate stuff like that. So I don't want to have to, you know what I'm saying? Like this community has helped me be a better person because I understand that not everybody is like the other side. And I'm not saying the world is filled with bad people, but sometimes there are people out there that does not have your best interest at heart. And I'm happy to be in a community where I feel like a large chunk of these people have my best at heart. They don't want me to get hurt. I don't want y'all to get hurt. I don't want anybody to get hurt. I really just want to come, chill, relax, play games, talk about comics, freak out, yell in a movie theater every now and then talk shit when I'm done. So please, please, please understand. This goes out to the community and everybody that's listening. Please spread that message, man. Like, this is a community. Y'all already have shit in common. We're here to bring together, not separate, spread far apart. It's bad enough we got to play online. Please, let's not make it go further. Let's not spread us even further apart. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, yeah, James, just the same, man. I appreciate you, man. You know that. Like, it's so many people out here that will go out of their way to do and say some shitty shit. You know what I'm saying? Shitty shit. There's so many people that go out of their way to do it, man. It's nice to, have somebody I can always hug, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm a hugger, so
Me too.
I hug the homies. That's just how it goes, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people out there that know that. There's some that don't run up on me trying to hug me, you know what I'm saying? But I definitely do give hugs. Ask me for a hug. I'll give you a hug. There's people out there that will tell you, Steve, I just met you. Can I get a hug? Fucking bring it in. We finna hug it out. Ask Rip. Rip will tell you. We've literally been in other countries, and I've seen people with the hate-free hugs. I've literally gotten off a train in Japan and went and hugged that person. Because that's the kind of person I am. Please never doubt that. I'm not blowing smoke up your ass. I want everybody to be comfortable. I want everybody to come and chill. I want this to be a safe space, man. I want this to be a safe space. Because for me, it's a safe space. I want it to be a safe space, I should say. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking from my side, and I know there's people out there who have experienced otherwise. But for me, this shit saved me, man. I wouldn't be talking to y'all if it wasn't for the community. Think about that. If this was not a community, y'all would not be listening to me right now. It's 565 in here right now. None of y'all wouldn't even know who the fuck I was. I could have been a statistic by now. Literally a statistic. And that's just based off of where I come from and the color of my skin.
Well, even without the FGC, you'd be the guy freaking out over the White Ranger anyway, so,
You heard me? Actually, that's definitely true. That's definitely true. Oh, damn. I forget about that video a lot,
We'll always remind you, Steve.
Well, thank you. I really do appreciate that.
Oh, man.
Well, look. I definitely have a lot of work to do. I've been streaming a lot these days. Once again, I do appreciate you guys providing a space for not just me to come on and talk, but, for Sharpie. I saw you guys had Cuddlecore on. I saw you guys had Amanda on as well. And I mean what I say. Like, for me, the community is a safe space. And I would love to create a safer place for everybody in this community. Because I want people to feel how I feel. I want people to get hyped like I get hyped. You know what I'm saying? And if that comes from this place being that much safer, then let's make this place that much safer so we can come and all fucking go ham together. Let's go yell at the top of our lungs together. Let's make other people jealous that they don't have a community to go in and share these interests. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I'm here. You want to know what my motivation is? When I go from any other platform to another platform, they're like, Steve, man, you in these video games. No, me in these fighting games. I fucking love this shit. That's why I do it. That's why I'm able to do it, because that's what the community has done for me. I project what the community does for me. You know what I'm saying? Please remember that. Please remember that.
Anti-particle beat me to it, but I was gonna yell, make some noise!
Oh shit, make some noise! Oh, I gotta make some noise in the chat. Oh, let's go. Yo, Taste Buds, if you in the chat, please make some noise. Be some gods out there, yeah? But, nah, man, I really do. Oh shit, Mama Down, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, let's go! Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. Anyway.
That's great.
Oh man. But yo, that's love. That's love. That's why I ask, man. That's how I know y'all out there. That's how I know y'all out there. Shout outs to the taste buds. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. But nah, man. I'm not trying to be no preacher out here, but I really just want y'all to know.
Oh my God.
I got a lot of love. Damn, somebody dropping them off in the chat. Somebody's dropping them off in the chat. Yo, 88 the Stream Monster, I see you too. Mo Pichu, I see you too. But no, yeah, but I mean, I said, just to go back to my earlier sentiment, man, part of the reason that I'm doing what I'm doing is because I was motivated by you guys, man. I was motivated by, like, listening to Rip and them, like, commentate and the Mike Rosses and the Gutex. I am a student. I am a student of what you guys have done. Believe it or not, I am a student of what you guys have created. That's why I can do what I do to the effectiveness that I have done it. Because I have people like Mark, man. You know what I'm saying? All these people that I ran into, you know? There's so many people that have taught me so much about this community that I thought I knew where I was at. But, like, I have to thank the community. I have to thank you guys. And I know I get mad. Like, I do it all the time where I'm like, yo, man, I appreciate you guys. But I mean that shit. This is not me. This is not anything else other than just me saying, like, hey, man, I know what the other side is like. I know what that shit feels like to not be able to have somebody to talk to, not be able to share those interests, and not be able to have a safe space. Part of the reason that I am doing this is because I want to recreate that. I want people to feel how I feel. That's what I want. I want y'all to feel how I feel. In this space, I want y'all to feel how I feel. In a good way.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate the kind words. No need for that, but I appreciate that. I've often said that I think that of all the people who do commentary, you are the one who is most naturally, like, the entertainer. I mean, seriously, like, some of us learned how to do it or, like, are still learning how to do it, but for you, that side of things is something that comes more naturally to you than to anybody else. For sure. Like, you're far and away, I think, on that front in terms of being a natural. So...
I appreciate that, David. Real talk.
Yeah,
you know, I
Just
appreciate
from
that.
my own personal anecdote is when we did that Pocky thing at the Capcom Pro Tour.
Oh my God!
And you had to, like, talk to the audience during one of the breaks. They had thrown me out there by myself at first, and I was like, ah. And then they were like, Steve, come join him. And then it was just like, it was wild, dude. Like, I couldn't keep up. Like, your energy, your charisma, and your passion just, like, bleeds from your, you know, it just emanates from you, and it's very admirable. It's very admirable.
Well, we're very lucky to have you in the community, and, you know, I think sometimes about how lucky it is that you ended up, you know, meeting people in the fighting game scene and the chain of events that led you to come out to California and take commentary more seriously. And I think too about how many people there are, how many extremely talented black people there are who come from the same area that you come from, who, you know, didn't have that luck. Exactly. And that's something I think about sometimes. And I'm very glad that at least in your case you're here. But I hope that for more people we can make a better situation so it's not just about luck in the future.
Way, man. I just, once again, man, and, like, this goes for a lot of the commentators out there who was doing this long before you guys definitely paved the way. Like, I don't know how many times I gotta say this, but you guys have to remember, I watched you guys sitting in my father's attic. I watched you guys down the street on my friend's computer because I could not afford a computer. That's where I come from. You guys have done a job. Thank you.
All right.
I would not be here without you guys.
It's not about us, all right?
I just want y'all to know.
You wanted to give us compliments, all right?
I'm just saying, that goes for everybody. Look, y'all know who y'all are in the community. I got a lot of love for y'all. Y'all know who y'all are. I just want to make sure y'all get y'all flowers while y'all can still smell them. Y'all know I'm always a fan, always a friend. That's my motto, bro.
All right, bud.
All right, man, let me get out of here. Yo, man, one more time, make some noise for James and David, man. Real shit. Real shit. Yo, taste buds, y'all better make some fucking noise out there. I don't get to curse this much on David's and them streams, so I'm gonna do it again. Yo, make some fucking noise out there, man. I actually rock these dudes hard body. All right, man, I'm leaving now. Y'all be good. Y'all know how to contact me. It's always love. James, I need you to snuggle the kittens extra hard for me because I haven't seen them in a while, but
I will.
You know I'm a fan of the kitties.
Dude, just so everybody knows, a true story, my cats even know how genuine Steve is. The very first time Tasty Steve came to my house and met my cats, Nathan walked right up to him and just flopped over and was like, please give me belly rubs, dude. Like,
He was like, yo, he never does that. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, he just walked right up to you.
just walked right up and went plop. And he was like, this man is the real one right here.
Well, yo, man. Oh, well, look, man. Please continue to be yourselves, guys. I appreciate you. I'm going to get out of here. Have a great rest of your stream. Shout outs to everybody in the chat. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Oh, yeah. And if you want to follow me, at tasty_Steve on Twitter, Instagram, and on Twitch as well. I just recently started posting videos on my YouTube. I'm pretty sure it has something to do with my name, which is also Tasty Steve. I can't remember off the top of my head because I'm new to this streamer life. But hopefully you guys give me a follow on there. And I'll see you guys later.
Thanks, man.
Later.
Thanks in the meantime as well to people who have given us all the subs, to Wild Monk, SFV, and to Mama Dow, and to T Sports and everybody else. We really appreciate the support. That's not really the reason why we do this, right? At least for these shows. I think it's much more important to hear from other people, but I do appreciate that as well.
Yeah, and I definitely had Tasty Steve's Twitter correct the entire time with the _ Steve. Oh man.
Oh yeah.
No, I had it wrong the whole time, so now I feel like an idiot. So
that's all right.